So I'm Becky. I'm an actress and comedian. Paul is my husband. He is also a stand-up comedian, and together we're part of a double act, Short and Curly. My condition is called arrhythmogenic right ventricular cardiomyopathy, abbreviated to ARVC. I was diagnosed in February 2017. I was training for a half marathon, and as I was coming back from my run, I just started to experience some palpitations. But I wasn't too worried, so I just carried on with my day. And then around lunchtime, my husband said to me, "Oh, you look like you're grey." And when we got to A&E, I discovered that my heart had gone into a really dangerous rhythm called VT, and it was going at 250 beats per minute. They had to try and bring it back to normal with drugs, which it wouldn't, so then they had to use the defibrillators to shock it back to a normal rhythm. And then I stayed in hospital for about 2 weeks whilst they got to the bottom of what it was. Then the next morning when the doctor came around and said that I'd be needing to have further tests and potentially something like a pacemaker, that's when I was like just completely shocked. It just never entered my mind that something would be wrong with my heart. My ICD, it will constantly be recording my heart's activity, and then it's set to certain levels. If my heart rate was to go above a certain rate, it would kick in and it would try and pace me back to a normal rate. And if it really couldn't, then it would shock me.
It was the Wild West, known as West.
You are always aware of it. It's not something that you'll forget. And controlling the anxiety that it can bring up within you is something that I've had to deal with, especially actually living with the device itself. That's something that can play on your mind quite a lot. And especially when it comes to performing, we always have to be aware of how I am, how I'm feeling, always have water nearby, and we check in with each other throughout the performance. This is definitely something that wouldn't stop me doing what I love.
Lucky I'm quick to draw a torch.
Events like the London to Brighton bike ride are fantastic because they're such large-scale events. So not only are we raising lots of money to go towards more research, but we're also raising awareness. Good luck to everybody who's taking part in the London to Brighton bike ride. Keep up your great fundraising, and we will probably see you on the day as Paul will be taking part in the ride. We may or may not be dressed as a pigeon and seagull.
I'm Paul.
Yeah.